Hey guys, so today I'm going to do a steel test on some 1095 steel that I got from New Jersey Steel Baron. I want to test how the grain size changes with the amount of normalizations that I occur. So I'm going to take this one, this is stock. I'm going to heat it up to critical and quench it in Parks. Then I'm going to take this one, normalize it at 1500. And then heat it back up to 1500 and quench, and then 2 normalization cycles and 3. So this simulate stock removal knives. None of these have been forged. They're just plain steel that I got from the from Aldo, and I want to see how fine I can get the grain from the way it's shipped. So I'm going to go ahead and heat treat these. I'm not going to video it because it'll be in the dark and you won't be able to see anything. After that, I'm going to take it to a vise and crack it or hit it with a hammer. See if it'll crack. It should crack if it's hardened. And then I'm going to take the piece that's cracked, look at the grain, and then I'm going to temper it and see how that affects the grain. So I'm going to quench it, break it open, look at the grain, then to take those broken pieces, temper them, break them a second time, and look at the grain again, and see what we get. So I'm going to try and get a shot of these on the video. If not, I'll try and take pictures of them and I'll talk over them. But here are some examples of some large grain and some finer grain. You can see on the right there how the light glints off the huge grains, and on the left it's more of a gray satin finish. Most all of the test pieces are all like the second one. Let's see, get this in focus. This is the just heat up and quench test piece, and to my eye it has the largest grains. I'll probably take pictures of these and edit them in. Okay, I've switched over to a different magnifying glass that has some lighting underneath it, and try and focus this on here. This is the stock, no normalization cycles. I can try and give you a good view of that. This is one normalization cycle. I'm gonna move it in and out just so I can try and make sure I've got a second of it in focus. This is 2 normalization cycles. And 3 normalization cycles. Again, I'll try and take some pictures of this and put them in. So I'm going to stack them on top of each other. It's going to go from top to bottom. So on the top there's no normalization cycles, and then 1 and then 2. So I tempered the pieces, and then I cracked another piece off of them. This piece, you can tell the toughness went up. I was able to bend it 90 degrees, and then I had to bend it almost vertically back before it cracked. So tempering definitely increases toughness, as we know. But it doesn't look as if the grain has changed at all because of the tempering. The piece that was, this is untempered, and this is untempered on top, tempered on the bottom. Again, I'll try and take some pictures and show you, but this is, at least to my eye under this magnification, same grain sized, and very similar. So at least on these pieces, it doesn't look as if tempering has had an effect. This is the once normalized piece. Oops. This is the untempered on top and tempered on the bottom. Again, you can see a much finer grain than the unnormalized, but the tempering process doesn't seem to have shrunk it any. Yeah, much finer overall grain than the unnormalized one, but similar to the 2 normalization cycles and 3 normalization cycles. So this is the untempered on top and tempered on the bottom with 2 normalization cycles. Again, very fine grain structure. But without a true microscope, I can't tell the difference between the grain sizes. And this last one, untempered on top, tempered on the bottom, 3 normalization cycles. Again, I can't tell without a microscope any difference in grain size, but I can tell with my eyes that it's better than the untempered or unnormalized piece. So scientifically, I don't think we can draw any conclusions from this, since it was 1 bar of steel with 1 sample at each normalization number. So technically we can't draw any definitive conclusions from this, but if you guys do the same test with your bars of steel, this was 1095. If you try it with 1075, 1084, W1, different types of steel, and we all get the same results, whereas the largest grain with the unnormalized and the smaller grain with the normalized, then we can conclusively say that multiple normalization cycles are good. But for my test and my use of the steel, I'm definitely going to normalize at least once or twice before hardening any of my stock removal knives that I'll work on. Again, this was for stock removal purposes. None of these pieces were forged at all, so no deformation was made to the original steel that I received in the post. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you conduct your own steel tests and figure out the best way to get the smallest grain for you. Again, technically we can't draw any conclusions without more data, but for my purposes, 1 to 2 normalization cycles is prudent. So, thanks for watching, guys.